Welcome to Three Questions, sponsored by the 18th Legislative District, Washington State Democrats. I'm your host, Wil Fuentes. Welcome to Three Questions. This week, my guest is Elias Olson, who happens to be the chair of the Clark County Young Democrats. Elias is here to talk about building the next generations of leaders, challenges facing young people today, and inspiring civic engagement. Let's welcome Elias. Elias, welcome to Three Questions.
It's so exciting to be here. Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. Here's the thing. I have a few questions I want to ask you.
Wonderful.
Question number one. Tell us about yourself, what the Clark County Young Democrats is, and why you decided to get involved in politics at such a young age.
Thank you so much for the question, Will. So my name is Elias. I am the chair of the Young Democrats of Clark County, serving in my second term. The Young Dems of Clark County are all about engaging, energizing, and mobilizing our young people under the age of 36 in progressive politics here in Clark County. But my journey got started a lot sooner than that. In 2018, I had a chance to serve as the social media intern for then State Senator Emily Randall of the 26th Legislative District, now Congresswoman. And it was such an incredible opportunity as someone who was growing up on the Kitsap Peninsula, who was in the closet as a queer individual, getting to work with someone who was out and open about their queerness, running for such incredible policies and to make Bremerton and Gig Harbor a better place. And so getting to participate in that was so critical. And for me, it was, as a young person, getting to be involved in that and fighting for folks who look like me to get involved was just excellent.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad I got to do that.
No, that's great. And you're correct. She's now a congresswoman, correct? What term is she on? I'm just second term, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, second term. I think she's running again this year. You moved out to Southwest Washington a few years ago. You're on your second term as the chair of the Young Democrats. What changes have you seen these last couple of years within the Young Democrats?
Absolutely, that's a great question. So the Young Dems are part of a state organization, the Young Democrats of Washington. They're chartered with the Young Democrats of America. And it has been so excellent to see our YD-WA chapter really grow and expand to be way more supportive of the local chapters. We just actually held our state convention, which you were a part of.
That's right. I was going to ask about that. Tell me about the state convention for the Young Democrats here in Vancouver.
So we brought over 40 individuals from across the state, from all our different chapters, Pierce, Kitsap, King, Spokane, Skamania, Cowlitz, all these wonderful folks coming out to really be in community with one another. We passed the first platform we've had as an organization since 2019.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah. We also heard from wonderful speakers like yourself, and also from folks who taught our members how to be treasurers, which is such a critical part of campaign infrastructure. And how to use some of our tools for organizing and getting out there. It was a really excellent and an exciting time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great learning experience for young Democrats from across the state, not just to visit Vancouver, but really engage with one another. And talk about some of the issues, which we're going to get into in just a moment. Question number 2. So let me ask you this, Elias, because I'm curious to learn as our viewers. Every generation faces its own unique challenges, right? Now, from your perspective, as a young individual, community member, what are the biggest issues young people in Clark County that are struggling with today? And what do you think elected leaders should be doing to address them?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Will. I will be honest that what I'm going to share is not unique to Clark County. And I really think what it comes down to is affordability and viability.
Absolutely.
And by that, I mean affordability, of course, is wages, cost of living, and viability is the viability of choices that young people can make. So whether that is the kind of house that they want to live in, be it an apartment or a condo, or to buy property, if it's the choice of wanting to start a family or not start a family, or take a job here in Clark County, or take a job in Portland, wherever that is. It's the viability of those choices. And I think so much around affordability has limited viability of so many options. And so I think that as a young person, what I am so focused on is our elected leaders, and if they're making more options available. There's been some really incredible work done in Clark County. I did not grow up here myself, but I've heard from some of my members that Clark County did not used to be a place you wanted to stick around.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And so there's been some great work to make it such an excellent place to come and stay. And I know so many of us want to live here, work here, and it's really a supply and demand problem. So I feel like there are some things we can address, such as improving medium density availability of housing through zoning reform. And I am so excited to see that light rail make it to Clark County.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You make a very valid point. People are moving to Clark County in droves from across the river. Now, if I remember correctly, that those numbers have decreased slightly. That's because Clark County isn't affordable as it used to be, right? Our rents, the pricing of homes is almost similar to what you see across the river in Clark County, Washington County, Clackamas County. And so, with that said, how are young people dealing with the not being able to afford homes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even rents.
Yeah. So rents is such a great thing. So in Clark County, I believe the Columbian reported on this last month, but it's about $1,600, $1,700 for a one-bedroom apartment. And so I really think that what's happening, I myself have only just met AMI after working for 10 plus years, even before I was 18 years old.
And what's AMI?
Average median income.
Average median income, yes.
Yes. And so I feel like so much of what we're facing as young people is just trying to make the best of what's in front of us. And not really, again, having that viability of choice, that vibrancy of choice. We are making choices around what bills to pay this month or not, how many roommates we have to live with, all of those kinds of things that can really limit opportunity.
Absolutely. I remember about 15 years ago, I bought my first home. I was earning $17 an hour, and I was able to afford a brand new condo.
Yeah.
That's out of reach for almost anybody nowadays.
Someone working minimum wage would have to work 75 hours a week to afford that apartment I talked about.
Yeah, absolutely. And minimum wage is not what it is across the country, right? It's significantly higher here in the state of Washington and in the state of Oregon, and yet people have to work 75 hours to be able to afford a $1,600 apartment a month. Right? And that digs into, and then there's student debt that young people have to contend with as well.
Absolutely.
That's a big challenge.
It is a big challenge. I'm really blessed in that I was able to do the Running Start program, which made college extremely possible for me in such a way that I didn't have to take out any student debt. And even then, with COVID, there just have been a lot of setbacks for this generation. And we're doing the best we can. Yeah.
Here at the local level, I think local leaders are trying to figure out, and it's not you mentioned earlier, it's not a Clark County issue. I think this is an issue that young people across the country have to deal with. And there aren't any easy solutions, Elias.
There aren't, but I think you're going to figure it out.
I think that's our job. That is our job to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Question number 3. Elias, young voters have the potential to shape elections, right? But turnout among younger age groups often lags behind older folks. How is the Clark County Young Democrats organization working to get young people engaged, registered, and just overall excited to vote?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing I would bring up is this idea that so many of us as young people were raised with this social construct or contract, I should say, where if you go to college, and you work hard and you graduate, you are going to be able to get a job that is fulfilling and allows you to live the life that you want to lead. And I think for so many young folks, that other side of the equation has not really been met,
right,
which can be such a demoralizing thing that
absolutely
affects people wanting to turn out. But we heard from WSU Vancouver professor Carolyn Long at our convention, who came and spoke to us, and she really reframed the conversation in a way that I think is helpful. And it's that while young people may not be turning up at the ballot box, they are turning up in community in some really important ways. And I think a lot of that comes down to the ways that folks volunteer, that they get involved in projects that they care about, working for nonprofits, all that sort of stuff. And our members at YDCC are very reflective of that fact. In so much as, I worked for your campaign.
That's right.
It's an excellent experience.
Yeah. We won.
We did. So many of our members are working up at the state level, helping to get Dems elected up and down the ballot. So many folks are working in nonprofits, myself included.
Right.
So we are doing what we can to affect change, even if that doesn't necessarily show up at the ballot box. And so I see my job as chair is to really create a positive atmosphere where folks see you're already doing great work out there in community, but we also can show up at the ballot box and make a huge difference.
So how do we do that, though? Because you're absolutely right, and I see it, right? I see that young people are getting engaged at the community level. They're everywhere, right? Whether it's nonprofit, working for campaigns, putting out messages on social media, they're out there. But that doesn't win elections, right? The work still needs to get done, but it doesn't win elections, right? And elections is what determines the type of leaders you will have leading your community and decisions that will impact young people, impacts everybody, right? How do we get these folks to vote, though? How do we get that message out? How can we ensure that people under 36, because that's the threshold for young Democrats, under 36 are out there voting?
Absolutely. Well, I don't think it's sharing what's wrong.
Right.
Because we're so keenly aware of, how the world is on fire sometimes. I really think it's about identifying that potential in young folks for having an affect on these elections and their outcomes, and showing that when young people do show up, they can change things. And it's really flipping that narrative of deficiency on its head to talk about potential, and really getting out there and engaging in a positive manner to say, hey, can I count on you to show up?
Right.
Come vote with me.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Bring your friends along.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned that at the panel interview a couple of weeks ago, that those individuals that are deeply involved and engaged in politics, like the Young Democrats, for example, should be encouraging and bringing their friends along to vote. I think you all host a voting, what is it, during the Halloween?
Ballots and booze.
Ballots and booze.
BOOS.
Okay, booze, not booze. Okay, although I think there's booze involved, but
those who are of age can
participate. But you make it a point to bring people together and walk onto the ballot box and drop off your ballot, right?
Absolutely. Make an event out of it.
Make an event
fun. That's really what counts, is bringing community along, because we all are connected to one another in both physical and online spaces, and it's really that one-on-one connection of,
that's it.
Hey, Will, have you voted? Do you have a plan to vote? Do you want to come with me and drop off your ballot? Let's make this happen. That's
right. Though two of my local friends are not at the Young Democrats age. They're well older than 36. Right before the primary election, I sent them a message every couple of days. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Right? I think they did. Pretty sure they did. But that's it, right? We have to encourage people and just remind them how important it is to vote. After all, it shapes, what happens in your community. Elias, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate being on the show. I'm pretty sure the audience learned a lot about Young Democrats and some of the challenges that young people face in our community today and really across this great nation. So thank you for sharing, your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Folks, that is our show for today. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. We will see you next time.